They told us it was over. That Ncuti Gatwa's doctor had left the TARDIS behind for good. That his regeneration, into none other than Billy Piper, marked the end of his story. But they didn't tell you this. Because while the cameras stopped rolling, the Doctor never really left. A secret project, buried in announcements, disguised as just another comic, is unlocking a forbidden chapter in the Whoniverse, one they never planned to show you on screen. And it changes everything. This isn't a deleted scene. It's not a flashback. This is a full-scale return. A prison planet lost to time, a cyborg with Dalek tech, and the Doctor, your doctor, is still fighting. But wait, what if this wasn't just another farewell tour? What if this is the real future of Doctor Who? Let's rewind. When Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor burst onto our screens, he was different, mythical, ethereal. A Time Lord who danced between folklore and fairy tale, whispering riddles and pulling stardust from his coat. But before audiences could fully adjust to his presence, he was gone. Just 2 series, then regeneration. And not into a stranger or a fresh face, but into Rose Tyler, or something wearing her face. And just like that, Gatwa's Doctor became a legend swallowed by the mystery of his own ending. Fans were outraged. Some were heartbroken. Others were confused, wondering how the show could pivot again so quickly. But here's what almost nobody saw coming: he wasn't done. Because just months after the finale aired, a new storyline was quietly announced. No trailer, no Disney press blitz, no dramatic cliffhanger setup. Just a comic book. A humble, illustrated story. Except it isn't humble at all. It's called The Prison Paradox. And it's Titan Comics' most ambitious Doctor Who story yet. Because within its pages, the 15th Doctor isn't fading into history. He's staging a cosmic jailbreak, a prison planet, a cyborg with Dalek weaponry, an evil warden, and the most dangerous inmates the universe has ever locked away. And the most shocking part, the Doctor remembers. Because this isn't a story before his end. This is a loophole, a secret chapter, a paradox. And if you think that's just some throwaway comic arc, think again. There are hidden symbols in the art, echoes of classic villains, whispers of timelines that shouldn't exist, and one forbidden truth, buried between the lines. This story wasn't just made to entertain you. It was made to warn you, to hint at what's really coming next. Before we uncover the conspiracy behind Panoptopolis, before we explain why this prison might be the key to Gatwa's true legacy, one thing is clear. If you're watching this, and you haven't subscribed yet, you're missing the truth every other fan will be too late to catch. So hit that button now. Because we're not done, and neither is the Doctor. Let's talk about this prison paradox. At first glance, it looks like standard sci-fi fare. Space cells, laser bars, creepy wardens. But that's just the surface layer. Look deeper, and you'll find something eerily familiar. The prison is called Panoptopolis, a name derived from the Panopticon, a theoretical surveillance structure designed to make inmates feel watched at all times, even when they're not. A place where fear replaces freedom, where the illusion of control is more powerful than the bars themselves. Now, where have we heard that idea before? How about the Time Lord's own Panopticon Hall, the heart of Gallifrey's government? Could this prison be a twisted echo of Gallifrey's ancient systems? Could this be where the Rani got her inspiration for surveillance during the Pantheon saga? Or worse, could this prison be older than Gallifrey? Because the Warden of Panoptopolis knows things no mortal should. And it's clear from the Warden's own log entries that this isn't just a standard alien villain of the week. This is a being who recognizes the Doctor, a being who knows about Earth's erasure from galactic memory, a plot point teased in the last episodes of Season 5 and never resolved. Until now. And then there's H8, a mysterious inmate. Part machine, part something else. He has Dalek tech fused into his body, a shoulder cannon, exposed wiring, and memories that make no sense. Could H8 be a Dalek defector, a Time War veteran? Or something even more terrifying, could he be a hybrid? A forbidden experiment the Time Lords tried to erase. And what if he is the reason the Doctor is here? Because the last time we saw Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor, he wasn't in a prison. He was floating in space, alone, smiling, regenerating. So how is he alive again? How is he back before that death? Unless he never really left. Here's the first forbidden truth they don't want to admit. This comic might not be canon, but it might be more real than the show. Why? Because the prison paradox is filling in narrative holes that Season 15 left intentionally open. Earth's vanishing. Explained here. Belinda's backstory. Developed here. The Pantheon's shadow. Looming larger than ever. And yet, there's no press tour. No trailer. No grand announcement on Disney+. Why would they hide something this big? Because it breaks the illusion. The illusion that the 15th Doctor's journey ended. The truth is far stranger, it never ended. It was diverted. Think about it. How else do you explain the Doctor's sudden reappearance before his regeneration? Why is this comic using the exact aesthetic of Series 15, down to the costuming and set pieces? Because someone behind the curtain, someone with real access, is telling us something. And the prison, it's not just a setting, it's a test. Panoptopolis is a mirror, a distorted reflection of the Time Lord's deepest sins. A holding cell for their failures. Because that cyborg with Dalek parts, he's not just a prisoner, he's a warning. And the warden, she's not just evil, she's watching us. Let's dig into the inmate roster. They're described as monsters and villains from across the cosmos. But who, exactly? There's one character design on the cover that fans think is a Slethine. Another that might be a Zygon in disguise. And one, just barely visible, that could be an alternate universe weeping angel. But most importantly, there's something else. A symbol, etched into the prison's walls. One we've only seen once before, in a cutscene from The Timeless Children. It's the insignia of the Division. You remember them. The secret Time Lord Black, ops group that erased the Doctor's memories. The ones responsible for rewriting his origin. They're the ones who buried his truth beneath Gallifrey's ashes. So ask yourself, why is there Mark in this prison? Because the Panoptopolis isn't just a prison for criminals. It's a vault. For things too dangerous to destroy and too sacred to set free, including, possibly, the truth behind the fugitive Doctor, the Pantheon, and yes, even Ruby Sunday's missing memories. This isn't just another tie-in. This is Recon by Stealth. So buch y brun bck nty gw. You could say fan demand, you could say timing, but there's something darker. This comic is doing what the show refused to do, letting the Doctor confront his legacy. Because remember, GATWA'S Doctor never met the Daleks, never touched the Cybermen, never stood face to face with the Master. Until now. Look again at H8. Those shoulder cannons, that guttural, mechanical speech pattern, those buried memories that react when he sees the Doctor. What if H8 used to be a Dalek, an experiment gone wrong, a conscious Dalek, tortured into sanity, and now turned into a weapon the Time Lords feared so much, they locked him away forever? This would explain why the Doctor risks everything to free him. Not as a friend, but as a reflection. Because the truth is, the Doctor is a prisoner too. Of timelines, of memories, of the things he's forced to forget. The final panel of issue 81 has already leaked in whispers online. It shows the Doctor, standing beside Belinda and H8, staring at a wall of cells, each door marked with a name. One says Rani, another says Valeyard, and the last, scrawled in jagged ink, half-burned, barely legible, Rose Tyler. The same Rose that Ncuti regenerated into. The same face that haunted the Doctor through time. The same name that now wears the Doctor's body. What does this mean? One possibility is that the regeneration wasn't real. That it was staged. A defense mechanism to hide the Doctor in plain sight. Another, that the entity wearing Rose's face isn't the Doctor at all. It could be the moment. It could be a weapon. It could be the trickster. Yes, him. The forgotten god of traps. Absent from Season 15's finale. Omitted from the Pantheon. But hiding here maybe. Waiting. Waiting in Panoptopolis. Waiting to trade places. If this theory is true, then the prison paradox is the key to unlocking the next era of Doctor Who. A silent bridge between timelines. A whispered rebellion against erasure. A second chance for the 15th Doctor. And maybe even for us. Because maybe the prison isn't just for villains. Maybe it's for doctors who knew too much. They told us his time was over. That Billy Piper was the future. That Ncuti Gatwa was a brief spark in a long-running engine. But now, from the shadows of a forgotten prison, he's speaking again. And the message is clear. The Doctor never left. He was locked away. Until now. So what do you think? Is the prison paradox just a comic? Or is it the real next chapter? Let us know in the comments. Because we're only just beginning.